do? Oh.
That was a good one. Oh, Pete, I felt bad, eh? I was like, oh, I'm fucking tonight, this morning. I'm like, I'm going to the fucking Dutch all night. Got a good night plan. She was like, we're supposed to be at a birthday party, eh? I'm like, well, doesn't that fucking throw a little kink in the old plans?
Oh, no, it didn't work.
I'm like, I already fucking told Pete I'm coming, so we have to find a way to get there.
You made her.
My wife's really good that way, though. She like if something's planned, she won't fuck with that. Like on the way here, like when I told her, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to be at the Dutch Hall in fucking 15 minutes, and she's like, yeah, no worries. When I get home, just drop me off and fucking head over.
That kid will have a birthday next year.
No, like I went to the birthday party first, but
I know.
Yeah, exactly. That's more or less what she was looking at. Yeah, you're right.
Kid, for sure there'll be another birthday you can go to.
Like my wife's like that with trips too, like with guys' trips.
Yeah.
She's very like a lot of guys are like, oh, I gotta ask the wife. My wife's like, yeah, no, hey.
Yeah,
I
you
totally understand.
I know you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled. I'll admit I'm spoiled.
All right, there it is. Now it's live.
We live on the internet.
My wife is the same way too, but I think it's a different reason.
She's like, you sure you're not going somewhere this weekend?
Like if I was saying like, hey, I'm going to go like out with the guys or whatever, she's like, thank God, like go, just get out of here. That would be great if you weren't here.
It's a different kind of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like I know, like some wives don't respect that guy time, right?
No, and some of them will have a scorecard too. Like,
right.
That's where they're like, hey, I went out with my friends, so you can go with your friends, but you go with your friends twice in 1 week, and I haven't been out in a week, so like you have to stay home for 2 to like catch up and bullshit like that.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Fuck off.
My wife just likes a good text. Like at the end, there's text. Hey, good, Ella's good.
Still alive.
As long as you're taking care of your business, like as long as you make sure all the family stuff that you have to do is taken care of, then after that, like
you gotta have different interests too.
Yeah,
right. You can't just be.
And when it goes the other way though. Like if my wife wants to go out with her friends and she says, "Hey, we're going out for a girls' night out," I'm like, "Thank God, it's awesome for you."
Yeah, you support it, right?
Yeah, you deserve it. Like go out and have a good time.
Yeah,
like, I got things covered, But it should be both ways. Like I want her to have a life that has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Because
like a part of your life, a part of yours life that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, like you should have your own friends and your own interests and all that stuff, and do the things that make you happy. And then you don't resent me for like things you have to give up because
you want to do,
because you're worried about what I don't want to do the same things or whatever. Do the things you want to do. I don't care.
Right.
But then when it comes time for me to go do the things that I want to do, then like I expect the same thing, right?
Exactly.
Which in me and my wife's case has never been an issue. It's always just, if you want to do something that makes you happy, like, good, go do it.
Right.
But I see my friends and stuff, like some of them have to put up with like, a lot of grilling and stuff.
Yeah, like there's like for me, there's no grilling at all. Like it's
or
like it's conversation. Hey, how was your night? But there's no like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, Kev, you seem like you're opposite.
What do you mean?
Like I bet you in your relationship, your wife is has more of a social life than you. Is that true?
Yeah, maybe. She hangs out with her sisters a lot.
Oh yeah,
more than anything else. But yeah,
but that still counts, right?
Yeah, I could care less.
Her sisters are like her best friends.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's what Julie same thing with Julie.
I say do what you want.
Yeah, right. It's the less time where they're like on your case.
Right.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm finding though the pandemic is definitely testing marriages to the nth degree.
I bet your divorce rates are up.
Oh fuck yeah! And if they're not up yet, it's because there's no court time. The judge is like, fuck this. You guys can hash it out for another duke it out for another month or
Fighting
two.
with my own wife right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when everything's open, you can do whatever you want. Then there's like no time to really deal with your unhappiness. Right? But then when all of a sudden you got this time to actually realize, oh, like I spent all my time with this person and they bother me.
Yeah.
I was meant to be gone for at least 8 hours a day.
Yeah. Like
For me- for
like
me-
most marriages are marriages at work when they see each other like on weekends and for a
Percentages.
couple hours a night
Yeah.
awake, you know,
percentages of time, not all the time.
Yeah, all the time. No people are supposed to be together all the time.
No.
Like no people.
And that's where it's tough, like in my business, where it's like you don't see me at all for 8 months, and then guess what? Like even my wife is this winter's like, geez, you're not really busy this winter. And I'm like, you know what? I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
It's the first winter in a while I've actually got to be a touch on the lazy side.
It's like a rock star. You're gone on tour for 8 months and you come home.
I'm the heaviest I've ever been.
Really?
Heaviest I've ever. I hit 150 the other day.
Wow.
Well, Beaver, you need it though. You need
I
to,
do.
you need to get your weight up so to get through the next summer.
I do. I'm like a bear, eh?
Yeah.
Except the I
Reverse
got
hibernation.
a reverse hibernation.
I'm going to suggest you try replacing some of your Red Bulls the next crop season with food,
And you know what? I think my wife
carbohydrates.
my wife would be a cheerleader with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Carbohydrates, I think, would be the key there. You get energy from them too. Oh wait, you might. I don't know what you need because carbohydrates also make you sleepy, don't they? You eat a
depends what
pasta.
kind of carbs.
See, my problem is like in go time, my breakfast is a Red Bull.
Yeah,
your
that's-
your
it's-
heart would probably appreciate that switch.
It's a
too.
legitimate situation. Like I start my day with half a pack of cigarettes and a Red Bull.
That's like the deadliest catch diet right there.
Yeah, it is. And we're hoping that the end result isn't like deadliest catch. But
You should do that maybe for the one winter. Just hop on a crab boat in Alaska and you'll be fine.
I think you know what? You know how they say it's the hardest job in the world, and I agree with it.
Yeah.
I honestly think that that's the most grueling thing job would be in the world. Like
crab boat.
when you're working, like sometimes on some of them episodes, they're like, yeah, we just did a 48-hour run. I'm like, holy, like 48 straight.
I don't think you see the problem is you don't see the big room full of Coke and the
No, exactly. You don't see the blow and the fuck. But
Yeah, that's true.
but I don't like. I would be.
But they're not working the whole time. They have to drive to the next thing and then drive.
Right.
So they get little like cat naps.
Yeah. Now I did find out the one time the one girl she was the secondary captain, like she was the relief captain. Her
Yeah.
dad was the captain. That was it, Sig Hansen's daughter, and she's like, yeah, I usually like to give the guys 6 hours of sleep in a night. I'm like, well, this is the first time in I think the 25-year run of that show where they're like saying how much they're sleeping.
yeah.
Because before, up until then, they were making it seem like these guys don't sleep.
Maybe the old labor laws got a hold of them and said,
Probably.
Oh yeah. So you guys are really going to get in big trouble. Pretend you're sleeping.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like truck drivers too,
yeah.
but they have to be clocked in, right?
Right. Like I had.
But if you go on certain roads, then you can circumvent the thing. That's why Highway 3 gets a lot of truck traffic.
The logbook.
The logbook, yeah. Well, like I think, and no matter how much electronics get pushed into that industry, there's always a way around it.
Yep.
Like I always wondered why they were like my road is bad. Like they're running truck drivers down it all the time.
Yeah, and then why?
Why they can go down Pine? They don't go down Pine Grove Road, ever.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Like they'll turn at McDowell off Pine Grove Road, go down McDowell, and then turn left onto Ewell. Why, when you could just go straight through and to number 3 highway?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? There's got to be.
It's a conspiracy, dude.
Yeah.
5G. What's that? Is that you, Kev? Big message? Say start the show?
He's got a dangle.
That's what it was, yeah.
It said start the show. It said
Yeah.
play the fucking theme song.
Let's
We
do
got a
it.
show to do.
Let's do it.
All right, play it. Come on. Welcome, everybody, to the Dutch Hall. I'm your host, Pete Van Dyke, and I'm playing with my technology. Oh, that's not how I usually introduce a show, but anyways, hey, welcome to the Dutch Hall. It is Tuesday night on the second day of February, the second month in the year 2022. It's a lot of twos today. And we are coming with two of the greatest ever co-hosts of the Dutch Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, to my immediate left, running the board, Kevin the Fingers Van Dungeon.
Yeah.
Added the Fingers.
Yeah, you threw that in there.
The fingers.
And fresh off a birthday party of a 9-year-old. And
Happy birthday, Ella.
And I would say, Beaver, you know, I heard you on your message over here when you're saying I'm going to be a bit late. I came from a birthday party, and I noticed a little bit in your voice that you might. I haven't even introduced you. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek the Beaver Van Houten.
Yeah.
But I noticed in your voice that you were a little bit, you had a couple beverages.
I did.
And when I heard that in your voice, something in me got like a little excited.
Nice.
Because I haven't drank through the pandemic.
Oh, really?
I don't drink very often. I haven't even got tipsy.
Oh, I'm feeling a little loose right now.
But I drank.
I feel loosey goosey.
I drank 2 beers already, and I'm on my third one.
Well, let's have a time.
And I'm thinking, you know what? This is a Tuesday.
You know what? Leading into this, social media was all about these 2-2-2-2s, right?
Right.
It's a big deal today.
It's a big deal, and we have to celebrate it, Beaver.
Mm-hmm.
And I propose one of the reasons is because I am the two-time President's Club Award winner, Pete Van Dyke, your host.
Host of the show.
I do like it. I do love beer. And sure, I'll ship blood.
Why not?
But let's have a good time.
Yeah, let's have it.
Right? My bum can heal.
Yeah.
Right? Just sit in like a little warm bath of salt. Right? Whatever you do. Is that a sitz bath?
It's a sitz bath.
A sitz bath. Hey, Beaver, me and you both went away for the weekend for Family Day.
Yeah.
Kevin, did you go anywhere?
I had to stay home quarantine.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Kevin
shit.
had the COVID go through his household.
I had close call.
No, a real COVID.
Real deal.
Yeah.
Not him, but his child. Or
Oh, is
sorry,
he-
can I say that? Is that
Dirty
it?
kid.
Will that be like? Will he be shamed now publicly?
Is he all right?
He's good.
He's good. That's good.
Sniffles.
That's all that counts.
Yeah, most people are good.
I'm not going to lie. I had a situation happen on the weekend.
Oh, situation.
So leading into the weekend, we stayed at a little cabin in the woods. You know, I'm thinking, no kid. Honeymoon 2.0.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Guarantee they don't got a king-size bed. Yeah, I mean, the wife get nice, snuggle up nice and tight, eh?
Oh yeah, you get that close to that big hog.
Yeah. And so leading into it, we had to bring our own sheets. And originally I'm like, just get a sleeping bag, you know?
Yeah.
It's easy. It's rolled up already.
Yeah.
Well, so the wife found it, a double sleeping bag. Like crappy tire. I was like, oh, perfect. Ain't a lot of room in them.
Yeah.
And first night hit and didn't go over as planned.
Uh-oh.
Too hot.
No, yeah, well, and the mattress sucked. So I had that mattress had been used by a single person for a long time, so there's a big dip in the middle. But wife wasn't having it. No.
Oh, it didn't work.
Well, she wasn't. She was not liking that fact that we couldn't physically spread out, stretch out, physically stretch out.
Right.
And so then the next night there was a room beside us that had 2 singles.
Ooh.
Let's just put it this way: the sleeping bag got split in half.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I spent the rest of the weekend by myself.
Oh,
No love?
No love.
Oh, see, what I would have done was fuck in the one bed and then sleep in the other. Make your wife sleep in the...
Make your wife sleep in the fuck bed?
Yeah, in the fuck bed, yeah. One time we rented a hotel room in Buffalo, and it had 2... It was like an Airbnb or something like that, but it was a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
And but it had 2 bedrooms, you know, but it was cheap, you know, like we didn't need 2 bedrooms. It was only me and my wife, you know?
Yeah.
So we made one the fuck room, and we just like ruined that room.
Ruin that room.
And then the other room we'd sleep in, it was nice and fresh sheets.
That would be amazing. Like to go from fucking to like a brand new fresh set of sheets.
Yeah, you're like, okay, let's get out of this stinky room.
Yeah.
It smells like assholes and stuff in here. Let's go over to this room. It was great.
Yeah, it would be a good program.
Yeah, and then every time you walk past the fuck room, you just kind of give the eyes like, you want to go there?
Yeah. Let's hit round 2. Round 3.
Man.
Get one of those built in your house.
Yeah, we should get a fuck room in our house. That'd be great.
Does that consist like more or less just get a spare bedroom?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No black lights.
No black lights. Yeah.
Yeah, but but it would be there would be an unsaid, you know, like you push her in that room,
And she knows, and there's no turning back.
Mm-hmm.
You can't accidentally commit, is what you're doing to your wife.
No, and if she goes in there by accident,
Fair game.
try to find something,
I will
fair game, exactly.
Fair game, lock you in.
You're in the fuck room. I can do whatever I want. This is what the deal we made.
You'd be like, I think I left my wallet in the fuck room.
I think we should.
I really like that idea, Pete. This is fucking making my head turn.
And then every time she like leaves her phone unattended, you just like take it and put it in the fuck room.
Put it in the fuck room.
And
Call
then
my
she has
phone.
to every time and then she's like, "Where's your phone?" I think it's in there. And then she goes in there. You just fucking goose her. I like it. I think I'm going to implement this fuck room in my house because I think everyone should.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're out there listening to this, I know on the live stream on the Tuesday night, I don't think we're really lighting it up.
No?
Hey, Pete, how about we say to the listeners, let's hear about your fuck room.
Yeah.
Let's hear about it.
Let's have
Everybody's got to have a version.
Well, you got to, like, most of the time your fuck room is your bedroom.
Yeah.
This fuck
Sorry.
room has a sink in it.
Your alternate fuck room is what we want to know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a room where you'd like to have sex that isn't your bedroom.
Yeah. You've created a dedication to.
I knew a fella who had a fuck room with a swing in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It used to be a little girl's bedroom, but then it became a fuck room with the swing in it. I'll tell you after the show who it is.
Okay.
Because you know him too.
Yeah.
And then
it was turned. I seen that on that Pam and Tommy.
Oh yeah.
Documentary on Disney Plus of all fucking things. You know the Pam and Tommy sex tape?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put that show on fucking Disney Plus.
Well, I think it stars.
Still though, like
Yeah.
when you think Disney, you don't think
Porno.
The Wizards of Waverly Place.
So, anyways, he was
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
in the show. He was renovating. This is how, and I had no idea that this this all happened when I was a kid. What was that? Circa 1995, and
yeah, no,
95, 96?
It had to be 98, 99 because I was married already.
okay.
I got married in 98.
So it happened because he ripped a guy off. He was doing renovations in his house. And
You see this in the last show, or was it before the show? But yeah, you ripped the guy off.
Ripped the guy off, and they built a sex swing in his new bedroom.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was pretty intense. Like he didn't give a shit. Like he was banging Pam up top, and they're doing renovations underneath.
A sex swing.
And they made him a big ass sex swing. And he's like, what can I handle? And they're like, 1,000 pounds. I'm like thinking in my head, yeah, it's definitely overbuilt. Like Pam Anderson was probably a twig.
Yeah, he's probably putting a couple in there.
Yeah,
Maybe 3 of them in there.
probably.
Cool.
Yeah, you got to think bigger.
Switching it up.
Yeah, these guys were real rock stars when you could just fuck everything. Like what a crazy time. No one can do that now, eh? There's no rock star out there.
No, there's not. And
because there's social media.
And they're judged every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
The cell phone.
Also, the stuff that used to be judged, like they were judged too, like Motley Crue and all those bands back
They
then.
just didn't give a shit.
But like they were judged like you're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like you're like a horrible like a rapist,
They're
misogynist. Like
Well,
Judged
back-
if they weren't doing it.
Right. Back then
Yeah.
they were awesome before they were judged. Or like before they were assholes or pieces of shit. Now you're a
Yeah.
piece of shit and you
Yeah.
gotta earn the awesomeness.
well, you're judged as being a piece of shit for doing the same thing you were judged as being awesome
Right.
for. The times changed. the behavior was rewarded and thought of as being the goal. Everyone was like, "Oh, that's what you want to do,"
Right.
And then now they're like, "Oh, well, you do that, you're a horrible person." And like, "Oh, society as a whole was horrible." They were all telling us that's what we should do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you weren't like. It's fucked. It's fucked how much things have changed. Eh?
It is.
It is. It's fucked how much things have changed. I don't get it. Like, cause like, well, some of the stuff I didn't think made sense back then. You know, like some of the stuff I'm glad's changed because it was like it didn't make sense to me back then. Like it seemed kind of stupid. Like even that stuff seemed kind of stupid.
But there is a lot of stuff that I was just checking the heater.
What is that wind out there?
Yeah, it is.
Wow, it's
kind of shitty out actually. It's pissing down rain and
it looks like we're gonna float away out there.
It does. The frost is still in the ground and Mother Nature's like, come on now, rain down.
And it's so foggy, you don't even know where you are ever.
No.
It's really crazy out there right now. And our ditches here, like in Pine Grove, I think they really wanted to make sure that we wouldn't flood our basements, so they built us on these like fucking islands. Like they built up the lot so high.
Yeah, like you guys got a moat around.
around each of our houses, there's like a moat, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like there's no chance of my basement ever flooding because my basement is above the ground, you know.
Yeah, it
like
is.
they just built a hill around it, you know.
I'm pretty sure your houses were all built. All they did was scrape the grass away, and we're like, yep, that is low enough.
Like I think, yeah, and then they built like a hill. They cleared the trees. I think it was woods. I think they cleared the trees, and then they like built the basement, and then they built the dirt on top.
Like your neighborhood, I've never seen. Like growing up, parking in people's ditches was a normal thing.
Yeah,
that is not possible in this neighborhood.
No, the deep ditches, and you're like, why are these ditches so deep? That's what you think, right? And then this time of year, you're like, oh, this is why they're so deep.
Yeah,
because the ditches are flooded.
Yeah.
Like,
meanwhile, Turkey Point, like every cottage is 3 feet of water in it right now.
Yeah.
And you guys are high and dry.
Oh yeah, like bone dry. But the ditches are the first time we had this melt like this, they all flooded and it was like running like crazy. All of them were running. It was really cool to watch. Which there's a lot of like skunk families that live in the culverts underneath the driveways.
Oh, and you guys got current going.
And now they're all getting flushed out. You know, like, this whole families of skunks
spent all winter hibernating, nice and warm.
Well, so one day they're just fucked.
Yeah.
And then that all froze, and then that's now like a frozen bed, and then it snowed, and then the frozen water's got a bunch of snow on it, and then now it melted again, and it just sat on top. So
the floodgates are coming back.
Yeah. Now it was going over top of it, and then now it's starting to run again. Anyways, it's pretty cool when it's happening. I think we're gonna have a lot of water this year. I think we're gonna have like high levels.
I think so too.
Because I don't know. It just seems like it that we're gonna have a lot of water.
Well, I think there's always that time of year where you get that feeling.
Yeah, it just seems like there's
like we've also got like 8 inches of rain. I feel like I'm probably I'm wrong, but it feels like it's been a shit ton of rain in the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, all this, it's like snow and then rain melting the snow and then rain and then snow again and melting the rain. It's rain melting the snow. It's fucking all the time raining. So I don't know. I think we'll have a lot of moisture in the ground come spring at least.
Oh, yeah.
Like I hope so. Anyways, farmer talk.
Global warming's over.
I like farmer talk.
I love farmer talk.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite things I missed from my old days.
Yeah, I got a contract last week.
You did?
I got one of them.
Well, awesome, man. This is kind of early.
Compared to last year, I think last year I was damn near seeding a greenhouse.
Well, that was always the way it was with tobacco. Is like you almost had to be like you're like at certain years it was almost planting time, and you still didn't really know.
And you're fucking guessing. I feel like you're just fucking guessing, and it's just that's the stressful part, right? Because you want to be prepared.
Yeah, and then
like my employees' applications got to come in. Be in November. Like that's tough when
you don't even know what you're allowed to grow.
Yeah, you got to guess.
Yeah, that's fucking hard to try to make a living when you have to like always guess. Yeah,
but we always make it work.
I know.
That's where the community help really comes in. Like with all us buddies, farming buddies, we work together. You know, try to get everybody plants and help and
because
we're all in it together, right?
Yeah, and if you can like combine resources so that you get economies of scale, so that instead of you going to try to do everything on your own,
Right.
you can go as like you and your buddies as one thing. Then you're bigger and you get like better prices and shit. And
Well,
that's the way they'll have to evolve.
Well,
like,
the way I look at it is like one person can't grow the industry, right? Like a lot of food, like in a lot of produce farms, like they're trying to get as big as they can so they can control the market, right?
yeah,
Whereas tobacco, you can't. Like one person can't grow it all.
no,
It's just not possible. You can't like one person can't justify the industry is the problem, right?
yeah. They wouldn't want that either.
No, but one person can grow like all the fucking
Cauliflower.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're stupid to do it.
Right.
Because but they wouldn't want one guy to do it either. Like they would always want to have you never want to have all your eggs in one basket. So like
True.
the grocery guys aren't going to want to buy all their cauliflower from one guy, even if he's the cheapest, because they know they're fucked if that guy is the only guy left doing it.
Because he's going to monopolize the price.
Because then he's not the cheapest anymore. He's going to be whatever price he wants because there's no one else to grow it, right?
True.
So you gotta
But they are trying to get some of those farmers are trying to get that way, right, with commodities.
Well, what they do is they try to get the lion's share of cheap shit
Right.
by pushing it and then fucking it up for everyone else. But I just don't see how that benefit. I don't either. I've never understood in my lifetime. I've never understood the adversarial nature of farming. Like, why is it one farmer against another farmer? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
No,
they're both like it should be. It's even in comedy, it's the same. There's the same mentality. There's a certain people that if something good happens for you, they
feel threatened.
They feel somehow it's like that's something that that could have happened to me that didn't happen to me. It happened to you, so they don't feel good. They don't feel happy for you. They feel like resentful or whatever because it was something that could have happened to them. I don't understand that mentality. Like to me, like that's the same thing. That is with farming. Like the guys that are trying to push everyone else out of the industry. Like, why would you make it worse for yourself just to make it bad for other people?
Yeah. Right.
You know, like you could also not drop your pants on price, and like let everybody make a fucking living.
You think
the
strength in numbers, right? Like if a bunch of you got together and said, "This is our price."
Yeah, and you create value for your product instead of like continually like devaluing it, saying that you can do it cheaper by a large scale. Like, why wouldn't you just like do it at a large scale and keep the price high? You know, if the market could bear it, instead of like flooding the market, making the price, or just devaluing it and giving it away so that you can like make people go broke, Yeah. I don't fucking understand that, but it exists in vegetables especially. I saw it all the time. I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But because it should be like, let's create value for our product. Let's market it. Let's work together to gain advantages where we can, to do things cheaper, and let's make the most money we can. Doesn't that make sense? Mm-hmm. That's what marketing boards and co-ops and all that shit were supposed to be for.
Right.
But then they ended up
kiboshing.
They ended up being all greedy about people just wanting to be on the board and sip fucking wine at lunch and like have shrimp cocktails and fuck their secretary.
Huh. Isn't that the same in comedy though? Like, wouldn't you guys like if you do good? Wouldn't it be beneficial for a bad example, but like Joe Botello would do good if you're doing good?
Yeah.
I mean, not that he's.
Yeah, if any of my friends in comedy, if any single one of my friends was to like make it big,
it's good for you.
I would be so fucking happy because I would be like, at the very least, I would be like, hey, can you like let me in where you are?
Yeah,
and you contributed to in a small way, no matter how small or big, you contributed to their success.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, like at least I was supportive. I knew him when. It's like when you follow a band when they're like young and new, and then they end up hitting it big, and you're like, I fucking knew them when they were playing at the...
Right. But I think the comedy thing that Kev's talking about is a little different because when you're a personal friend of someone and then they become successful, you know, you
like, let's say Joe, all of a sudden, like, someone found his online stuff.
And thought he was funny.
And all of a sudden, he just, like, went viral.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff online that goes viral I don't get, right? So,
out of
like,
nowhere.
Yeah, so like, Joe is all of a sudden, like, the biggest deal in the world. And I'm like, and I'm Joe's buddy, right?
Yeah.
And so Joe's the biggest deal in the world now. He's like fucking Larry the Cable Guy, right? And then, and so Joe's like living the life he's always dreamed of. And I would like want to somehow like get to him and just to tell him how happy I am for him.
Right.
This has happened for him. But I'd also I would like treat him exactly the same as I treat him now.
Mm-hmm.
I would treat him zero differently.
I
And so
agree.
like Joe would be like, hey, Pete, do you want to come like open for me at the Madison Square Garden? And I'd be like, yeah, that's a fucking great opportunity for me, you know? And then when we in the green room going up before, I would be like shitting on him, and I would be like talking about how he doesn't deserve this. You know, like it would be like no, like I would not be kissing his ass,
Right.
because he's my real friend.
Yeah. He'd think it was gross probably if you were kissing his ass.
Yeah, I would imagine it. Like I would hope he would.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
Maybe not Joe. He'd want you. He'd want you.
He'd
want you.
actually want you to, but
He'd actually.
he wants you to
touch
admit
him.
how funny he is. He'd always be trying to get me to.
Joe would want you to touch him.
he'd want you to probably actually kiss his ass too. But
Yeah.
I don't think he'd like you pandering to him.
Right.
I don't
That's-
know.
Well, I think, yeah, I don't think that would be what it would be. But like I wouldn't be happy for him because I knew it would be good for me. But I'd be happy for him because like the chances of it happening for any of us
Yeah.
is like
Worse
it's
is-
lucky. It's luck, you know, like
the lottery.
yeah, it's just like winning the lottery. Like everyone's putting shit. Everyone's got a podcast. Everyone's like, it seems like there's more comics. They're making them every minute. Like, God damn it. I'm doing 2 shows in Toronto on Thursday, right? I was talking to Brendan. I'm going to go up with Dan Brennan and do 2 shows on Thursday. And they're both like shitty open mics. And I'm like just to get on a list to do these fucking shows, there's like a fucking 100 people. There's
Really?
like so like,
Is that
no,
many,
there's
eh?
not that many, but like I'm exaggerating. But there's like I think I'm halfway down the list. I'm 15th or something. You know,
Like there's competition to get on an open mic.
like there's going to be 30 people for sure on this one open mic. I'm doing 2 of them. There's probably the same 30 going to come to the next one too.
Mhm.
They're most likely going to be the lion's share, if not all of the people in the room. You know, like,
Oh yeah.
and none of them will be paying attention to you because they'll be thinking of their own shit and talking.
Yeah, but that's
about
not good.
Or
No,
trying
it's-
to steal your shit.
Anyways, that's the open mic game. That's what it is.
So you guys just kind of all huddle in a circle and who can be funnier.
Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're going to have audiences and
Yeah,
stuff.
you got to stay positive, right? Pete?
I've just done enough of these things in my short career
That you can anticipate.
to anticipate it's going to be fucking not as cool as you'd hope it would be. But I do think it's important to do. I go into Toronto. I force myself to go into Toronto and do shows because I don't like the audiences there for the most part, and they don't get me. Because I'm overthinking what they want from me. I don't know.
I gotta say, Pete, not to do with what you're talking about. The other day I was driving down Delhi,
Yeah.
and I thought about one of the best stand-ups I've ever seen you do.
Oh, really? What's that?
That was when I was passing by what used to be the Belgian Hall
Oh, yes, at your wedding.
at my wedding.
Thank you. That was one. Was I doing stand up then?
Yes, you were like working your way in,
Oh yeah.
and it was one fuck of a performance. Let me
Well,
tell
dude, that was my. That was still, I think, one of the biggest crowds I've ever performed for. To be honest, to date, and one of my best sets. And I don't even remember any of my bits.
It was so natural. I remember.
I wrote those for you. I remember I wrote that set, and I'm like, I'm writing it like a stand-up set, but then it was disposable. Like it's gone. It was gone after your wedding.
But
and I'm like, I think some jokes in there might be good.
Well, and,
you got your wedding tape? Can I look at the tape?
I never did a tape.
Damn it! All those jokes are lost.
Kev, I'll never forget. So we did a kind of wedding party get together, and Pete was there. We were all kind of figuring out what was going on. Got together at my house, and I remember Pete coming up to me and Julie. And at this time, he knew Julie, but he wanted to make sure that, okay, where's the line that I'm not allowed to cross?
Yeah, you got to cater to the bride.
Right.
Yeah,
which is, and I totally respect Pete for doing that. And he knew what I was going to say.
Yeah, he's fine.
He knew what I was going to say. And then, quote unquote, I hadn't talked to my wife that Pete was going to come up to her, and nor did I know that Pete was going to come up to her and ask this. But Pete goes, "All right, Julie, like, is there anything, like, just to make sure, is there anything specific that you need me to have in my speech, or what kind of rules do I have, or, you know, like what is offside?"
Yep.
And quote unquote, my wife said to Pete, "You have no rules.
Ooh.
And if you don't do what we know you're gonna do, then we're gonna be disappointed."
Yeah,
and
this was what she said.
This is what like.
I did all baby raping jokes.
It was like a Kev. It was like a 30-second conversation of Pete. I don't want to know what you're gonna do, because I want, like, Julie she appreciates comedy like I do, and she wanted it to be, because most master of ceremonies, they got to go over the whole speech with the couple, and word for word, you need to say this. And still to this day, this is why I love my wife so much, most days, is because she said that.
You know what? I was not the only MC of that wedding. There was a co-MC that I was with.
Right.
And she was not of the same. She didn't have
Caliber.
the same vision as I did.
Nor caliber.
No, but she wanted to do the old school way. Like, this is what I'm going to do. This is my little skeg.
This is why everybody loves Derek, and this is why everybody loves Julie. No.
Yeah.
No.
And like, it was very much like a typical thing, but I didn't want to do that, like, because it seemed hack, right?
Yeah.
So then, but and then, like, I was kind of telling her too, like, you know, you don't want to follow this bit, you know, like,
especially after we just explained to Pete, like, we want this to be.
And she's like, I'll feed you the lines. She was telling me at one point, like, I'll work myself into I had like 5 minutes of stand up, and I was like, she was trying to work herself into how she would fit into that. I'm like, you're going to sit down.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my thing.
bit. Yeah.
And when you do your shit that you wrote, I'll, like, you know, if you need me to go get the toy car to put the nephew in, I'll do that. I don't understand this, but I will do it for you. But in my bit, you sit on the fucking chair and shut your mouth.
Enjoy.
Well,
Just enjoy.
So Kev, during the bit, during the show, everybody was laughing hysterically at Pete. Like, it was a fucking full house, right? Belgian Hall holds like 500 people. We had about 400. Like, we had every last person at a table you could fit. And
it was a great crowd. It was a good
everybody's laughing their asses off at Pete. And got a little silent when the mic got handed over.
Yeah, she took it poorly too. She really got upset about it after. She was like, I was like, hey, you're killing my buzz here. Like, I just had a great set. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Like, quit fucking making me a downer here. Yeah, you did bomb. I didn't. Like, shut up. Yeah. I'm going to go get drunk and be told how awesome I am by everybody in this.
Right. And guess what happened? Pete got bombed and had a great time after.
Oh, I humiliated myself big time because I got blackout drunk.
Yeah.
And then Beaver's dad, still to this day, luckily he thinks I'm my brother. But because my brother was at Beaver's house and he was like, he was giving him shit for how drunk he was at the wedding. And Paul's like, I don't drink.
Yeah.
Like Paul's like, I smoke weed. Like I think I drove at that wedding.
Yeah, he
like,
did.
Like he's like, you're thinking of my brother. Like he is a drunk. Like and to be honest, that was not one of my best outings. But apparently, I was entertainment for Beaver's dad and his uncle. They were watching me get drinks from the bar and try to make it with trays of drinks back to my table and like avoid dancers and like almost fall over and like because I was like, and like they said a lot of times I'd make it. And they couldn't
Frogger.
believe
Which
it.
was
yeah.
talent.
It was
Yeah.
like watching Frogger, yeah.
So at my wedding, they were handing out, like you'd go to the bar if you were drinking wine and say, "Can I get a glass of wine? Would you like the bottle?"
Oh, yeah, just don't waste our
And
time.
we didn't clue in until like the night was almost over, when the manager of the hall was like, "Yeah, Derek, we're running out of wine, and we're also running out of whiskey." And I'm like, well, guess what? You didn't come prepared.
Yeah.
Like, and Pete warned. That was part of his speech. He warned everybody in the house.
Yeah. We'd have it at my wedding.
We are going to consume alcohol tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ran out of we had to go buy booze, like last minute booze somewhere, like to sneak it in at our wedding too, because it was getting a little low.
See, the difference was, Pete, though, was my wedding, I wasn't allowed to buy booze.
No, I know. The stuff we did at the end was a little under the table, but you were after the rule change. Yeah, that sucked. We got to stock our own bar and stuff.
That was a big rule change. I had to buy the drinks first.
Oh.
25.
That was also, it was right when it kind of changed that you
Yeah.
and
The
then
hall had to buy the drinks.
Oh.
and so then it was more expensive for the bride and groom, and so like
Guess what
But
my bar tab was?
but locally people drank like it was the old rules.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Guess what my bar tab was?
20 grand.
Nope.
Get that.
You're not quite there.
No way higher.
24,000 and change.
That's a good
The
thing.
bar tab.
The bar tab.
That's more in my. That's twice of what my whole wedding cost.
Yeah, it was a bar tab. That was that was a stiff one.
That's more than double my whole wedding cost,
You don't look like you regret a thing.
including the
No.
wife, the dress, and everything.
So
You know
and,
what,
and you know
Mike-
what's even better? Sorry to interrupt you, Pete.
Mike Bowe.
Is the manager said normally they go after the wedding and they go with 5-gallon pails because at the end of a wedding everybody's wasting booze
Yeah.
and they're dumping all the egg,
Ah,
right? And ahead of time he's like, "Oh, you guys are gonna waste all kinds of booze." I'm like, "I don't think we are." And he said he did not. So on a normal wedding, there's been times where they've filled 7 5-gallon pails full of wasted booze.
Right.
oh yeah.
Like people grab 2 and then they're like, their wives are like, "You gotta leave. We gotta leave." And then
Hit
they
the
gotta
dance floor, forget where you put your drink.
right.
I'm
And it's
guilty
like,
of
who
that.
gives a fuck, right? At our wedding, we hit not even 3/4 of a 5-gallon pail.
That's a good crew.
Yeah,
When that much money spent.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys emptied our friggin' stock and you didn't waste anything.
Should have bet him 10 grand.
I remember. I remember I was at the wedding and I was dancing with Sweet Kelly, and I took a tumble right on top of her, a nasty tumble.
And it was bad. It was bad.
It was bad, and I think it hurt her a bit, and then I remember the next thing I remember, I was waking up on my couch in my full suit with my hands crossed on my chest like I was
Like-
a corpse in a
like
in
a
coffin.
fucking vampire.
Yeah, and I was just like, I woke up and I looked around like, where am I? Because I don't know whose house I'm in. Because at a wedding, I have woken up in
Someone else's house?
someone else's house.
Really? Let's
Yeah.
hear this bad boy.
I wake up like a lot of times at a wedding. If there's an after party,
Yeah.
I will go to the after party,
Mm-hmm.
and then whoever the after party's at, a lot of times, sometimes I don't know them,
Mm-hmm.
but then like I'll be the last one up. Like I would be the last one up, guaranteed.
Oh, really?
So like I usually would be up when
No one.
they're like making breakfast
yeah.
in the kitchen, and I'll be like helping out making breakfast, and they're like, "Who is this guy?" You know, like that's like that happens at weddings. Like that's kind of a wedding activity for me. That's something I would.
I got a question for you. Okay, speaking of weddings, what used to come before the wedding was the buck and doe.
Yeah.
You guys ever been to a gay buck and doe before?
No.
I was forced into it.
I haven't been. I didn't. No, keep going.
A buck and a buck.
When was this?
This isn't my family. This was.
Is it local?
Nope. This was Julie's friends of Julie's family.
Was it Buck and Buck? Where was the Buck and Buck?
It was in Burford.
In Burford.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty local.
Yeah.
So it's a Buck and Buck in Burford.
It was a Buck and Buck on Halloween.
That's why, on Halloween?
It was awkward. A lot of fucking drag queens, let me tell you.
This is playing perfectly into my story from the Weekend Beaver.
Oh, really?
Yes. I thank you. This is a perfect segue.
Oh, shit.
Well, let me just explain to you what I did on the weekend.
Let's hear it. Yeah, I do.
And I want to tell you, I went to Toronto with my family for Family Day because my daughter lives in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out the one night. We went to a jazz club.
I gotta light a cigarette for this one.
We went to a jazz club. It was nice.
Yeah.
And the next morning, I booked this drag brunch. We went to a drag brunch.
Right.
My wife, my 2 daughters, and me. We booked a table at a drag queen brunch. And my daughters watch RuPaul's Drag Race. They're big fans of that stuff.
Oh, shit.
So they like drag queen stuff. They watch it all the time. And I thought, you know, it'd be cool. It's close to where my daughter lives. We'll go to the drag brunch, right? Have a brunch.
Watch the Daytona 500 or what?
No, I did that when I got home. But anyways, we go to the drag brunch, and I watched the show, and I got to tell you, I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy all of it, but I enjoyed it. Like, I laughed out loud, and the one lady was like,
hold on, you got to specify here.
Lady, I said lady.
Is it like a full lady or half?
The one
lady?
drag queen.
Oh, okay.
The one drag queen. There's 2 drag queens.
Yeah.
The one is the major host of the show.
Mm-hmm. I
think her name was Erin Brockovich. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. That's a good turn on.
Right. That's what I like. This is what the thing about the drag queen stuff. The culture. It's like the roller derby girls. They got cool names.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like kind of like they're like cool names, but like strippers, but like there's a little bit of humor to it.
Yeah, kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, except not slaying vampires.
Right. And the skill set that they have that they use to entertain, right? This is like I'm telling you my description of the drag brunch.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, to anyone that's listening to this has some sort of wokeness, or if you're watching this in the future where I'm going to be looked at as being a complete ignoramus, and you're going to ruin my life about this.
I like how you're controlling the gray line here.
Yeah, just understand, I'm a fucking dumbass 48-year-old man from like the middle of rural Ontario. Right. Who doesn't know shit about shit, right? So, like, I'm just sitting here in Toronto at a drag brunch.
And you love everybody. Let's just
and I'm trying to be as open-minded as I can be, and I'm going there to have a good time, and I know that this is something that... Anyways, I'm totally not judging this as negatively at all. I'm just going in there just thinking, like, let's see what this is all about.
Yeah, open-minded.
And so we go in there, and I got to tell you, my opinion of what their skill sets are is that their number one skill set that they try to use to entertain is lip syncing.
Okay.
Which I see no value in. Like, no. I don't think of it as a skill at all. Like, it's just pretending to sing. Like I can do that. Like,
when you can fake it, it's all about faking it.
Yeah, anyone can lip sync. It's like we did it in high school. It's not a big deal. To me, that's not a big deal. Then the dressing up part is like that's part of the skill, I guess, because they got to have this persona, this look that they come up with.
That would take some talent.
But it's still got to be entertaining, right?
Right.
And so, mostly, it's the main drag queen was like mostly stand up. Like, it was just stand up. Like, it was a comedy.
Okay.
And so, but it was the type of comedy they're doing. And this is what I liked about it, was like, they're getting away with shit that I could never get away with.
But because they're drag queens, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. They can do stuff that's really offside. They can do a lot of stuff where it's really mean to like the audience.
There's no line.
Like they were really mean to us.
Yeah.
And we all laugh. Because it was fucking funny. Like, it was mean. Sometimes it was like, when it was directed to you, it would be like, holy shit, like, get you. Like, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
To the core.
Yeah, like, because they're making you feel like you're homophobic or something, you know? But if I was to do that, like, in a comedy club, they'd fucking think I was a mean guy, you know? Like,
and then in the future, they torture you.
Yeah, like, they think I was mean. Like, they think it was like aggressive.
Okay.
Where when these ladies are doing it, they're like, it's like everyone's laughing, have a good time. They're like good natured about it, you know? Because there was a bachelorette party and they were awful. They were every bit of a bachelorette party that would be at a stand-up show that would be exactly like they were. And he was killing them. And it was hilarious, you know, like he was describing them perfectly. He was roasting them to their face, and they were like lapping it up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Where if I was doing that to that same table, they would all be like fucking talking back to me drunkenly.
And someone would play a fuck you card.
Like, they would be awful. They would just be the worst audience ever. But they were actually like rolling with it, which they would never do.
Because you'd just be a prick, right?
Yeah, I would be a prick, and this guy it's part of his
gig,
you know, like shtick that they're forgiving, or they give them the break, and so they get that leeway with the humor, and it ends up they can say like it's almost anything. So it was super funny, and then some of the things he did was just balls. Like, he went out, or I shouldn't say they went out to the street, you know, and like in the middle of a lip sync thing. They left the place and went into the street and was still lip syncing to a song they couldn't hear anymore.
Really?
But to perfect time. And then they kept crossing in, like, there's people walking, there's traffic.
Oh, shit.
And they're in full like drag, you know? Like, it's even the one drag queen, the other drag queen, which is like I can't remember their name. It was like something like
It's funny how he keeps stumbling over. It's a he, a they, a she.
It's hard, man.
It's hard. I give you credit. It's tough.
Like Mike Mitchell was on the show. We're talking about another comic friend of ours, Al Val, who's transitioning, you know. And Al, I only knew Al when he was a dude, right? And
is it still Al, or
no, but that's the thing, is they, right?
Oh, sorry, they.
So like Al's transitioning. Al's like gender. So I think sometimes Al's like identifies more as a female, sometimes more as a male. Like
50-50.
But I don't know what the percentage is, or if he's just like, I don't know what his personal situation is. But I see him on socials and stuff, and they're when the pictures are as a female, they're super happy. You know? And I'm happy for them, because it's so hard to say, right?
Yeah, I know. You really got to think.
And but Mike Mitchell, he's like more woke than I am, right?
Oh,
and he's younger, and he's more like a hipster and in tune with that stuff. And he's sitting there with all the thems and theys and all that stuff, like no problem, like no big deal. Yeah. But I pick up on it because I'm like, my kids have been trying to tell me how to do that shit. And then, so I start doing it too. Like, I'm starting to like, I think it's pretty easy. Like, it's not that hard most of the time. But like, it is like, when you slip, it's just
it's accident.
It's an accident. You know, I don't mean to do it as an offensive thing. I'm super happy for a person who's happy.
Right.
That person is like, I look at him as a female, and he's like looks thrilled, you know? And, I just want a person I like to be happy, you know, like that's all I care about.
No, I totally agree with you.
But from the art form of drag, though, I gotta say, like, from a review, the comedy part of it I really liked. I liked it to the point where I'd bring all of you to a drag brunch. with me.
Okay.
I'd actually love to take you guys to a drag brunch. I think it would be like really fun to watch your reactions and stuff.
Probably because I get the feeling out of you, Pete, here, where you got that raw feeling while the set was going on of the core of comedy, where of how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, like that's what I saw with this drag show. I was like, this is how comedy should be. This is what we should be allowed to do. This is the leeway we should give each other to fuck around and bust each other's balls and just be like, not so. Like they do it in a little bit of a judgmental and punching down way, but they're the oppressed, right? Because they're
because I've heard comics before do exactly what you did and said, hey, the future me, this is not meant to offend the future. Like we have a line. We want to go right up to it.
Yeah.
But when you move the fucking line in 10 years from now, here.
Yeah. Then this is going to seem super ignorant.
Right.
What I'm saying right now, all these questions that we're trying, all these struggles that we're having to get with the thems and the days.
But if you never go to the line, you'll never, ever get a laugh.
Also, I don't see what's wrong with saying, like, this isn't something that anyone taught me.
Right.
And I never heard of it before.
Like you need a minute.
I have to work it out to get it through my dumb head. And then I'm going to seem ignorant in the future because I'm ignorant now to what things that haven't happened yet.
Right.
You can't expect us all to
the rules aren't written
to know what all of a sudden a bunch of 20-year-old college kids came up with,
Yeah. Right.
Like we haven't been in college in fucking 25 years, Give me a break. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
I'm going on 18 years since I was in college.
Yeah, man, it's I can't and you're you're way younger than me.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's how long it's been for you.
How
old are you?
I'm going to be today's the 22nd?
Yeah.
I'm going to be 36 in 4 days.
Ooh,
you have a birthday?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's going to be awesome. I'm going to get together. I'm going to come over and have a drink with you.
Fuck yeah, buddy. I want you to.
I'm back on the sauces, it turns out, Kev.
That's all right.
I'm going this weekend. I'm going.
Nobody likes a quitter.
I'm going to. I'm gonna go get a nice full box of oysters.
Oh yes, I got a shucker if you need one.
You do?
Yeah.
Right on. I'm coming to get it. I want to get a.
I'm good at shucking too.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay, give me
I'll give you a lesson.
Give me a lesson because I love oysters, man.
Oh, I'll give you a great shucking lesson.
I even love how the fact that in society they think that they're an aphrodisiac.
Oh, I love everything about oysters. You know what you should do? Go down to Ryder's and get some fresh horseradish from them. Get real fresh horseradish and put it on your cheese grater.
Yeah.
And great fresh horseradish on your oyster. Put a little Tabasco or some.
I like a drop of Tabasco, and then I like that wine sauce, and then the little vinaigrette shit, and then I like a little
white wine vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the trimmings, like a little lime juice. A little tap.
Dude, I love oysters, man.
I don't like them Rockefeller.
You getting a case?
I'm getting I might get two.
Oh yeah, I've done it too. I've got you can get a case from the grocery store.
Fucking right, man. I'm
all live.
Oh no, dude, I'm going to St. Thomas. I'm going to the fresh market, man. I'm gonna throw
the ocean.
If you'd like, Pete, if you want to go for a tour one day,
St. Thomas.
Well, come with. I'll pick you up.
What's so good about St. Thomas's fish?
I don't know. All I know is I was looking for a place to go get them fresh, like right from the core. And a buddy of my brother's loves oysters too. Yeah. And every now and then on Snapchat, I'd see him. He'd snap a picture of a box of fresh oysters on the seat of his truck. I'm like, where the fuck you get them? He's like, oh man, I always go to St. Thomas.
Really? Because I know one time I got a box because a guy I played volleyball with, his brother owned a restaurant, a brother-in-law, I guess, ran a restaurant, a high-end restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got boxes of oysters, and then I said, "Can you get me one?" And he got me one from him. And so whoever the restaurant supplier was, and it came in a case. But then one time I was at Sobeys, and the same fucking box was there.
Oh shit! What's your record in a night?
What do you mean? Eating or shucking?
Eating oysters. And
I don't know. I've had some
64.
You ate 64 oysters?
Did
it do anything to your boner?
In 45 minutes.
Really? Is that That seems almost like was it a contest?
No, I was actually so I was at a wedding,
Yeah.
and they had an oyster bar. They had Devlin's catered in an oyster bar.
Yeah.
And I go, how long is this bad boy gonna be here? And they're like, oh, it's timed. It's timed. Like all the other,
'cause it's gonna be fresh.
well, and all the other catered appetizers. So they did an appetizer spread first. I'm like, this is awesome. And but all those appetizers stayed out for a while.
So
but
you
the
know
oysters, they had to time it because they're so expensive,
And
right?
it's raw too. Like,
Right.
Yeah, so you can't be out.
So me and Claudio Lungi, that man loves oysters too.
You found another guy that loves oysters?
So there's a lineup, right? And everybody's taking their 5, 6, and walking away and never coming back. Well, I just stayed there, right?
Circled.
Right. And then my buddy's dad, Claudio, comes over. He says, I see your program. I'm like, do you mind joining me just so I don't look like the asshole that's eating all the oysters? And he's like, I was going to ask you the same thing.
Kindred spirits.
Yeah, I had a nice partner in
You
crime.
got a wingman.
Yeah, a wingman. So yeah, then that's how I guzzled down 64 of them. And so at about halfway, you really get you're really looking for your wife. Like all you can think about is
You just want to bang.
oh, it's amazing feeling.
Do
Thought.
you get a big hardwood from that?
No, it's more or less just thought going through your head.
Oh yeah.
Like
It's
one
like
or
Mama Juana.
one or two don't do it.
You need a
10
coat.
don't do it. You need about 30.
Then you need a coat room or something like that.
Yeah, my wife would not allow that to happen though. She's a classy lady.
I eat a lot of. I think it does.
I
give
know.
you a
I wish.
boner.
I'm not classy though. Yeah. I wish I was in the same queue on that one.
Hey,
My wife.
I went to that drag thing.
Yeah.
When I got home, I had to fix a dishwasher at my dad's,
Yeah.
and so then I told him, this is a 70. I don't know how old he'd be, 72 or
Oh,
something.
I can't wait to hear
He's
how
like
that conversation
He's
went.
a 71-year-old retired tobacco farmer who has never in his lifetime thought of a drag queen in his life.
Like
never.
he's just now accepting same-sex marriages, probably. Like,
Well, you know what I did hear him say? To be quite honest, one time I heard him say, "Gay, straight, trans, whatever. Like if two people love each other, what's wrong with that?"
so he's being progressive.
Right.
Yeah.
That which my dad from like 10 years ago.
Oh man, he's
Even-
gone. That's a hit and a home run.
Like he's come a long way.
You got to give them credit for that. You can't expect him to go the whole way.
Yeah. That he would never say that. I remember when the first remember the first Survivor?
Yeah.
Richard Hatch.
That was a big deal. Oh yeah, that being on TV.
Richard Hatch won, and he was like openly gay and walking around naked and everything like that. And he was the villain of the show. They made him the villain, right?
In a hurry, partially because of how he acted. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that he was gay, my dad like he struggled with it.
Oh,
Like he'd struggle with it, and if you were made to hate the character, and the character was gay, it would like if you were going to be angry with that character, like some things would come out. You
Right.
know that it would probably be like
offside.
offside. And so like I remember like that version of my father, was like would not have said that thing that he said like this year about
No.
like, people should just who love each other, like what's wrong with that, like so that's like a million light years away from it. So like kudos to him, like credit should be given, but I still couldn't help, like I had a morbid sense of curiosity. What kind of reaction am I going to get from my dad just by saying, hey, your son here, he decided to spend his morning like at a drag brunch with my family
With his children.
and my wife and children. We went to a drag brunch, and then just to see what he would do, and then
I like how you're like, yeah, let's get old.
Let's test it out on old.
Let's get old Will Dog's opinion on this bad boy.
And so I tell it to him, and this is my dad's exact words. Oh yeah, watch some fellas play some dress up there, did you?
That is awesome.
And I said, yeah, I did that. Yeah.
He's not wrong though. He's not wrong. I just love that. That is hilarious.
Simplifies it to like
the core,
and then yeah, did that day? How was that? Like like that's even progressive for him. Like, there wasn't anything negative said at all.
No, but you were not expecting that, even though that was the best answer.
Well, like no, I was like, this could go any which way.
Yeah,
like we could get something really, really offside here. But I'm going to tell you, that's a sign of personal growth. This guy is like, I think he's more open-minded than he's ever been. And like childhood Pete is crying and be called,
right?
Who's just crying and being called a fag.
Yeah,
that guy is shocked. This is the same person.
Yeah,
very shocked. So good for my father.
Good on him.
Yeah, good story. We're getting there. We're changing the world. Yeah, but it was like it's funny how you can't judge a person by like stuff they did.
No,
like,
that's a good example of it right there.
Yeah, anybody who wants to judge you by like
anybody can change.
I mean, you listen to some of my podcasts even from 8 years ago, and stuff I say I don't agree with. Like I don't agree with it. Like it's not what I think, but I said it because the guy that back then did think it. You know?
Which the fact that you accept that makes it makes the whole thing even better.
Yeah, and when we're a bunch of dumbasses who admittedly don't know anything,
right? And
we're talking about things that affect us all, and we're like, what? Like the other people are thinking what too. And then you're talking about it, trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out from a good place. We're not saying like, like these, like I don't want to
see any harm or anything.
Like I don't want, like I don't agree with these people. We're saying I don't get it. Like let me figure it out.
Yeah.
Like what am I supposed to do? What's the rules here? What's the reason for it? Like what's the thinking behind it? Where's this come from? Because it's always kids that come up with new things.
I think sometimes the struggle too is like it's something that they've come up with and like say something they've been thinking about for 6 months, and they're trying to change. In our case, 48 years worth of a different way of thinking.
Right.
Yeah. Where we were taught by a generation even more ignorant than us about how the things that we think that you're telling us are wrong were right. Like they were telling us that the things that we think that my kids will tell me are wrong, my parents would tell me were right.
And we were reminded every day.
It's going to take a minute for us to get to
around it, right?
Oh, I agree.
And when you're given both cases, like when you think, okay, I look at my parents' way, look at my kids' way, and think which way do I think is right, I'm usually thinking my kids' way is right. Like as far as like what the intent is right. What the enforcement is, I take exception to.
Yeah.
The way they punish us for not, not like you said, taking a minute, taking a minute to figure it out and get on board.
I think though, Pete, I must admit though, based on society, our generation, like the three of ours generation, has had to adapt in society and change our ways of thinking more than any other generation.
Yeah.
Like our parents' generation, it was cut and dry. It was that way then and is this way now. Whereas we had to see every version of that all the fucking way and adapt all the fucking way. Like it was not easy.
I think you're right. I think because we were the birth of the internet.
Right. We went from tube TV to fucking this.
And then like the younger generations, like even the millennials, they pretty much had this their whole life. They didn't have the taste of the old way.
Right.
And the baby boomers, like, I don't think they've ever really had to learn that their way's fucked up because they keep getting rewarded
Well, they're too old by the time they have to change.
Yeah, maybe.
And their generation before them, there's like people just like, oh, they're just crazy old people.
Right.
But they're all the ones that are now getting like punished for fucking kids 25 years ago,
right?
And you know, like the Prince Andrews and those sorts, like that generation of people, like
they were more fucked up than we were, man.
Oh my God, were they more fucked up? Like I don't understand how we changed so much from them.
That's what but see,
like how are we so different from them? Like how, because we came from them, so how did we like realize that it was also fucked up?
Because we had to just keep changing. Every year we had to keep adapting, whereas they were stuck for decades in almost like a lull of this is the way it is. I think anyway.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think part of it too is that the generations younger than us, like we never got a voice when we were that age.
Still haven't, yeah.
But when we were in our 18, 19 years old, if we were speaking up, they'd be like, "Shut up,
shut up." Yeah,
you were considered a piece of shit at that point. Still,
right?
Where these days,
they have a voice.
They got a big voice.
Yeah. They went from marketing to the baby boomers to marketing to the millennials.
Yeah.
And then they never marketed to us.
Right.
We never had any
clout.
Like where they thought we were an important part of society, like where they would try to like figure out what we liked and like cater to our needs so that
when
they could
meanwhile,
make money.
Our generations, mine and yours, were the one that paved the way to now.
We had to bend.
It is true. Yeah. And I think what's going to happen is real change is going to happen from our kids' generation, which is like the Z's and stuff.
Right.
And they're gonna be the ones that are driving real change to the world. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna be the people that are in power when that's happening.
Right.
And so we'll make it happen. Like our generation will be the ones in power, but our kids' generation will be the ones that are like pushing the change to make us make it happen. That's what I'm hoping. Because the millennials and the boomers have to be left out of anything good because nothing's going to happen good with them.
No,
they're awful. No offense to any of you who are listening to my program, but you're not to be trusted.
And it's plain and simple. You're just not supposed to be trusted. Like it's not.
No, you've got it too good. When everyone's trying to make you happy, you're not to be trusted.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about Generation X. They don't give a shit about Generation Z. That's why they're to be trusted, because they're doing it because this is what they actually think. It's not because they're just like spoiled, fucking everything you say is right kind of people.
Now, are there 1%ers? Yeah, we're not disputing that.
Yeah.
But
I actually you're a millennial though.
Right.
And look at you. You're not a millennial. You're a Generation X by your spirit.
Yeah, you're one of the good ones.
Right.
Yeah, you're one of the good millennials.
I think so, anyways.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the generalization of millennials.
Yeah.
Which is not really. Like, I don't know, it's not fair.
I think part of Bee's rural upbringing helps out his...
yeah, you're like a generation behind.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, which is like, it makes you us. But then I would be behind too, and so would you, so that means we'd be boomers.
Like, you want like I can put in about 3 sentences define my generation. I went to college, started with 75 in my program, ended in 12.
Yeah, you think your generation is quitters?
Big time.
Yeah, like things get tough and they just get the fuck out.
Very few business owners in my generation.
Really?
I'd say very few.
How many farmers are your age right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
You got a lot of peers that are farmers.
Right. My age, though?
Yeah.
My exact age, 0. I'm the only one in my age. A year younger, there's a few. Very, very, like...
what about, like, Tommy or, like, Kook or them?
They're 4 years older than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. I always thought they were, like, your age. What about Welshie or, like, Pettit?
3-4 years older than me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are still pretty young guys. But, well, they're not anymore, eh?
No.
Jeez, man. Yeah.
Like my age, like me and one other buddy are farmers.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, less and less all the time. It's harder. But
Like, I got me and Brian DeHoogie are the only ones that are farming in my.
and he's your age?
Yep.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. I guess that's weird. But
Whereas, like, my dad's age, there was, like, hundreds.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, even when you're talking about even the guys 4 years older than you or whatever, like, they're still only, like,
Well, and
10.
there's a big chunk in that age group, 3 or 4 years older than me, but they're still 3-4 years older than me, right? So I call them the next generation.
Different work ethic, right?
What?
Like
Beaver's
age brackets, work ethic is a lot like physical work ethic.
Poor. My generation is very poor work ethic.
That's why I was wondering.
That's where it start. My generation started the poor work ethic.
Homer Simpson started it.
but like obviously it doesn't apply to everyone.
No,
because you got like you got crazy work ethic, right?
Yeah.
right. Well, but my generation was the end of work ethic was a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Like my generation, it was a good thing to have good work ethic, but it ended right after it. Like after me, it was not good work ethic meant nothing.
I'll tell you something about my kids. Both of my kids have excellent work ethic when it's something that they want to do. You know what I mean? I think they have
and work ethic defines you when you don't want to do it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's how you
defines you.
Like if they want to, if they are determined to do something, like if they are agreed to do something and they want to do it, they will work like maniacs. Like they're just,
which is still an amazing thing.
But if they don't want to work, if they don't see why they should do it, they ain't doing it. And that's the difference between young people today. They're like, they just don't see why they would do something that's shitty for the benefit, whatever the benefit is.
And they don't see reason in it.
Yeah. Where we would do anything.
Whether it
I
made
would still
sense,
do anything.
Whether it made sense in our head or not.
No. You know how much fucking stuff? I shouldn't even say this on the... But, like, you know how much fucking stuff I do for free? Like, and I just do it gladly. I don't fucking care. And then I think I should get paid, and I'm like, fuck, I don't care. You know, like, I just don't care.
Right.
And it's hard work, some of it. And I'm just like, I just will do it. I just don't care. Like, I just don't fucking care. You know, like, at all. I don't know what that is about me. It's ridiculous how much shit I do.
Because you don't know how to quit.
Yeah, because I want to keep doing it.
No, but that's the difference is younger generations, they know how to quit, right?
Yeah, and half of the shit that I did when I was growing up, there was no benefit to it. There was no reason to do it. You just were told to do it, and you did it, and you just didn't think about it. And some of that programming, I think, is just in me, where people just...
Forever.
Like, you got to do this? Okay, I'll fucking do it, you know?
Right.
Oh, this is going to be uncomfortable and horrible for a while? Okay. Like, uncomfortable and horrible for a while. Like, I don't care. Like, I really want to travel. Like, I want to go away, and I just want to go and live like a fucking beggar. Like, I don't want to be in a nice hotel. I want to live in a...
Yeah, like kind of like mediocre traveling.
Like, I want to, like, go into a hostel with a bunch of fucking poor kids, and I want to, like sleep in a tent or whatever, you know? Like, I don't care. I don't sleep on the ground, on a couch. I just don't care at all. And I think there'd be something free that would be so freeing if I could just go into the world and just be like, have nobody, like no responsibilities but myself.
I did that for 2 weeks.
Yeah?
On a trip, yep.
Where?
We roughed it in Panama City.
Really?
Yeah, and then we roughed...
Who's that? Who's we?
Me and 3 other buddies, Golden, Pettit, and Van Ham.
So 4 guys, right?
Yeah. We had a 1986 Glendale RV. We took to Panama City. And
you drove it all the way to Panama City?
Yeah, let me tell you.
Oh, Florida.
Panama City, Florida.
Yeah.
And then we went from Panama City, Florida to New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we went for, like, we were there for Fat Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah.
Bourbon Street. Oh, man. Best party of my life.
That's awesome.
It was the best. And, but anyways, like, we were, like, I was, like, the motorhome we were living in for 2 weeks was nothing pretty. but I loved every second of it. Wouldn't trade any of it for the world.
Yeah, you don't need anything fancy. You just go out there and
Zero.
have a good time, you know? Like,
I was full of piss and vinegar. We had a case of beer every day ready for us, and
yeah, I would like that. I would like just to have that freeness of
the funny part about that trip was
I don't even want the 3 guys. I just want like myself.
Yourself?
Yeah, because I don't have to say like, "Hey, I'm going over here. Hey, what do you want to do for supper?" Nothing. Like it's like I answer to no one. You know. Is that a fantasy of yours?
You wouldn't want to take your wife?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like with nobody. You
Yeah,
don't have to worry about your kid. You don't have to worry about your wife. You
God,
don't have to worry
nobody's
about making anyone happy.
Nobody was home for 5 hours today. It was fucking amazing.
Right on, Kev.
Going by myself.
Oh, shit.
Amazing.
Yeah, it'd be great.
And yeah, you know what? If you're on your own, you don't give a fuck where you're. Nothing has to be fancy.
No, it doesn't have to be at all. That would be that's what you could do. You could do so much because it would be so cheap. Anyways, I want to end this show today with 222 trivia.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
So you guys got to buzz in.
Yep.
These are all questions relating to twos.
All right.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This famous athlete was known for dropping the gloves and wore a couple of 2s on the back of his Leafs jersey.
Oh, fuck. I thought I had it, but.
Tiger
Williams.
Yeah. That's right.
22?
I don't know what number he was.
I think Tiger Williams was 28, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah. Ty Domi took that number for that reason.
Yeah.
And it was.
Bob McGill. Oh, he was number 2.
I'll give you another clue. It's going to go into second clue.
I know what it is, and I can't.
Also, he's a lawyer.
Oh, fuck.
Played on the Gilmore Clark years.
Yeah, I can't cheat.
Nikolai Borshevsky.
No.
His nickname was the Bomber.
Yeah.
Baumgartner?
Kenny Baumgartner.
Kenny Baumgartner,
22.
you're right. It was. That's right.
Also, famous 22, Rick Five. Was he 22?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
50 goal scorer.
50 goal scorer. This sequel to the original.
Airplane 2.
You got it.
No.
Greatest, what do you think the greatest movie sequel is? Like, of all the sequels, Godfather 2.
Well, that's a good one.
But does, I think Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
does that count?
That's a sequel.
Because I would say Empire Strikes Back's better than Star Wars.
Yeah.
Not as good as, or no, Return of the Jedi's not as good as. Empire Strikes Back's the best of those 3.
It had the bar, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I am fucking lost right now.
You don't watch Star Wars?
Never seen a second of it.
Mandalorian?
Mandalorian, I watched. Yeah, I watched the other day.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're talking 2021. Did I watch? Like the Netflix Mandalorian?
Yeah, like the Disney one.
Yeah, or sorry, Disney one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like the Boba Fett one or the Mandalorian?
Both.
Mandalorian, I watched.
Yeah,
and I'm working on Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
So good.
Boba Fett gets good, like in
Dry
the
as
parts where Boba Fett's not in it.
Yeah, dry as fuck in the beginning.
In the end too, and then all of a sudden in the middle of it, I don't want to ruin it for you, but they throw in fucking cool shit. It's the
really?
It's the Mandalorian again, and Luke Skywalker and the Baby Yoda and all that stuff comes back, and then you're like, oh, this is cool now. The show's good, and then they go back to fucking Boba Fett, and it sucks again, and then it's over. What was the end?
I just don't understand how they made a series based like that guy, that actor. He's not exactly like a solo actor type of person. You know what I mean? I feel like he's the type of person that would be in a Star movie and be in the background.
He's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait. Mind you, the Mandalorian in general was in the background of Star Wars, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. No, Boba Fett was.
Yeah.
Not Mandalorian. Mandalorian's a new character, but Boba Fett was in the background of Star Wars and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
so they took a background character and made him a series.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Okay, this African-American TV show starred the incomparable Jack Hay.
227.
Yeah, 227.
Oh, I wasn't even close.
Way before your time.
Yeah, way before. I was hoping you'd get that one.
Oh, this painkiller was chocked full of codeine.
222s?
222s. Yes.
Holy fuck, I'm way out of lunch.
Do you remember 222s?
No.
Oh, they were good painkillers. You could get nice codeine out of
Oh,
those.
really?
Yeah.
Get a nice buzz going?
Yeah, they would actually.
Take some of those before work.
Yeah. I had a thing I did in university called the triathlon where I did a shot of gin and shotgun to beer, and then took a couple 222s.
Oh, right on.
It was like, that was just priming up for the bar. Anyway, that is really something I did, as I recall. That's probably a bad move, eh?
Yeah,
something I should
still
tell my kids not to do. Yeah.
That sounds like a good mixture right there.
It seemed to hit the trick. It did the trick. I just did it a couple times. Anyways, and let me see. This famous number 2 celebrates Christmas in South Park.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
Oh, yeah. Hanky, the Christmas poo.
Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You ever hear Mr. Hanky
Yeah,
the Christmas
I did.
Poo?
I watched the odd episode of South Park.
Comes from you.
Anyways, I think that's our whole show because I got to pee real bad.
Oh, right on.
And I also have to get another beer. If you guys have enjoyed it, then you're weird. But you should also tell your friends. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. It makes us look good and helps us. And also you can subscribe to our YouTube page or like our Facebook channel. And anything else that you want to... Oh, look out for my stand-up dates on PeteVanDykeComedian.com. And until next week, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday. Hit it, Kevin.
Later.
That's right. It's like taking a call from the callers on radio stations when they do that stupid thing.
I don't know. Hey, we got to get to this caller.
Everybody's just roaring, laughing, and like, let's take a call because that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And they're going to ask you a question you already knew was already, like you've already talked about.
Or they're going to tell you a funny story from their life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that was always fun.
Good old drag. I didn't even know Pete that he did that this weekend. Hey, Pete, the old drag story. I fell right. I just.
When he started
I went. Here you go. I didn't even know I was doing it.
Yeah, that was kind of. When he started talking about it, I was like, oh, that couldn't have worked out better.
Yeah. What did your wife think of that show?
I gotta stop this. I think she liked it.
Oh yeah.
I think everyone liked it.
It was. Let me tell you, that Bucking I went to. Awkward. So we were going